Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2023 Cadillac Escalade diesel. Up front is a 3.0 liter turbocharged straight six diesel engine, and down below is a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this here Escalade because it's a diesel. These are super rare, and so I've never driven not only a diesel Escalade, but a diesel Cadillac, and so that is super exciting to me. But before we get on to anything else, I have a website, zackpraedel.com, where you can buy stickers and other merchandise when it becomes available. You can also submit your own vehicle to be reviewed by me through a quick and easy submission form, and you get a video of your car just like this one. And you could read my behind-the-scenes blog to see what I'm filming before it comes out on the channel. But let's get back to that straight six diesel under the hood. That is going to be the biggest talking point of this video. Well, obviously, it's a diesel, which you wouldn't really expect out of a Cadillac. This is the first time that Cadillac has offered a diesel engine in one of their products since 1985. You used to be able to get the Seville and DeVille in a diesel back in the early 80s. It was actually an Oldsmobile diesel engine, and they were awful. They were terrible. The early 80s was a really rocky point for Cadillac between the diesels they were trying and, of course, the infamous Cadillac Cimarron that completely flopped. This engine makes 277 horsepower and 460 foot-pounds of torque. So that's a little over half of the horsepower that the regular gas engine makes. The gas 6.2 liter makes 420 horsepower, but the exact same torque. So both the gas and diesel versions make 460 foot-pounds of torque, of course excluding the Escalade V. Now in terms of trailering and max payload, this can trailer 300 pounds more than the gasoline engine, as well as it can handle 100 pounds more for max payload. So you can trailer 7,800 pounds and your max payload is 2,147 pounds. Now the diesel engine is a $1,600 option, $1,600, but you can get it on any trim level, whether that be a sport, luxury, premium luxury, whatever you want besides the V, you can get the diesel optioned on, and it's $1,600 at every single trim level, which is really nice. The big win and the biggest advantage of the diesel is the gas mileage. The regular gasoline 6.2 liter gets 14 in the city, 18 on the highway. This diesel gets 20 in the city and 26 miles to the gallon on the highway. If you're nice to it and treat it well, you can touch 30s in a Cadillac Escalade. That is absolutely brilliant. I love that. This is the perfect road trip vehicle. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on. Like I said, paired to it is a 10-speed automatic. You'll find this in every other Escalade. It's good, does the job. And of course, the Escalade is four-wheel drive, and we'll talk about how to select that later on. But how does it feel to drive with the diesel? Well, it does sound a little different when you're sitting at idle with the music off. You will notice it sounds a little bit more like a school bus. However, if you have the music on, you're not gonna notice a difference at all. And driving it around town, you don't notice a difference at all. At normal neighborhood speeds, it feels just like the 6.2 liter. Pulling up here, we'll do a little rolling start, give it a little bit of juice. It sounds different, but it drives like the 6.2 liter. It really does. It doesn't feel super diesel-y. And I've driven this engine in two other vehicles, the Chevy Silverado and the GMC Sierra, and I had my same thoughts there. It actually revved like a normal engine. Diesels, in my mind, top out at like 4,000 RPM. Well, this red line is just over 5,000, and it doesn't feel like a complete lunk getting up to that red line. And so the driving experience is just like any other Escalade. You just have the benefit of a little bit better towing and a lot better miles per gallon. That is the cornerstone of the diesel engine, and that's why you should buy one. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. We still have an entire Escalade to talk about. Well, in front of me, I have the OLED screens. This is new for this generation of the Escalade. I love it. They're customizable. They are very bright colors, very rich and deep colors too. Tons of different options here. and I really, really like that. On the steering wheel, on the left, I have my heated steering wheel options, cruise control options, lane keep assist, voice commands, and then off to the right, I have my skip track, volume, and music options. This is equipped with GM's Super Cruise system, which I have a full video about if you'd like to see how Super Cruise works. And then I do have some wood accents and paddle shifters around the back. Off to left, I have another part of the screen. This is giving me my trip odometers, as well as I can take a look at my heads-up display and my augmented reality camera. So when I equip this, my gauge cluster actually turns into a camera screen and will actually give me turn-by-turn directions on the little screen, which is really, really cool. Down below that, I have my four-wheel drive settings, of course, for 2 high, 4 high, and my different drive modes. So I have Tour, Sport, Off-Road, Tow Haul, or My Mode, which is going to be customizable. And then I have my power parking brake, trailer brake adjustments, and my gauge dimmer switch. Moving out of the door, I have my heated and ventilated seat options, lock and unlock, power mirrors, and power windows, as well as my memory seats at the bottom. Moving into the center, this is the infotainment system. This uses a different system, or at least it's dressed up to look like a different system than all of the other GM products. And I like that. It does have a sense of occasion. It feels very nice. Of course, it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And I can take a look at vehicle information, which of course will show me my DEF fluid level, fuel filter life, engine hours, battery voltage, trailer brakes, oil pressure, coolant temperature, trans fluid temp, air filter life, and brake pad life, and other goodies like that. Things that you'll really, really want to know either on a longer trip or when towing or trailering something large. Great, great features here in the center. And then I have the climate controls. Very, very simple and basic climate controls, nothing really to write home about. Of course, dual zone, auto, defrosters, all the stuff that you really want. Then we come to the center console. Off to the left, I have a button for my auto holding brake, automatic start stop, as well as my lane keep assist. Then I have the shifter. I like the shifter, nothing really new here. Most Cadillacs come with this shifter. Then I have my volume knob, vehicle information and hotkeys, my scroll wheel for the center screen if I don't want to touch it, and then my hazard switch. Moving off to the right, I have 2 USB ports, USB-C and traditional USB. A little cubby, and then we have cup holders, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test here in the diesel Escalade, and I'm happy to report it does in fact pass because all of the other Escalades from this generation passed as well, so no surprise there. Then I do get a giant center console with 2 more USBs in there, again, traditional and USB-C. And then we'll talk about the seats. The seats are heated, power, ventilated, and very, very comfortable. What I would come to expect, what I would come to know and love from the Cadillac Escalades and Cadillac products as a whole. However, speaking of seats, we do have 2 more rows of seating, so let's go do some backseat reviews. All right, so we're in the back of the 2023 Cadillac Escalade diesel, and of course, you'll find a bunch of premium options back here. First of all, I do have my own climate controls, very nice. I also get heated seats for the seat I'm in and this seat next to me. I can control fan speed, temperature, auto, things like that. I also do get pop-out cup holders and some nice charging options down below, 2 USB-Cs, as well as a traditional wall outlet. That is very, very nice. Again, really, really nice for road trips that we'll talk about in a second. Sitting normally, headroom great, knee room great. It's a Cadillac Escalade. I wouldn't expect anything less. However, I can actually move these seats forward, so I can bring this all the way forward or bring it all the way back. If you only have 4 people in the car, this is going to be optimal, but you can give the back passengers more leg room if that's something you want to do. Speaking of which, let's hop into the 3rd row. All right, so I'm in the 3rd row of the 2023 Cadillac Escalade diesel, and this is with the seat fully back, as far back as it can go, and I can actually sit here semi-normally. My knee is hitting the seat, but like I said, it can be moved up, so that's not going to really be an issue. Headroom is pretty good. There's actually a bubble here that sort of allows my head to go up a little bit more, and I get a vent right in front of my face. Just like an airplane, I can just jet cooler hot air right into my left eye to make sure I can't sleep at all. Or of course I can close it, which is what I would probably do. I do get more USB chargers back here. So on either side, I have USB-C chargers. Every row has at least 2 USB-C chargers. Fantastic to see. I also do get my own lights back here. They are LED, which is very nice to see. Some 2023 models still don't use LEDs in other brands. So Cadillac is very, very good about giving you really nice lights. Let's hop out. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, basically where I'm currently sitting, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the diesel Escalade, and two things to note. First of all, I have two different buttons here. So double hit this, and that will actually just open up the rear glass, which is really, really cool to see. If you have pets or something like that, you can keep them inside with just this rear opening glass. But then I can come back here, double hit that, and that will open up the entire trunk, which is really, really nice as well. Once we are inside here, we have power switches for the second row of seats, so we can actually lower that and raise it. Look at that. And we can bring them back up as well. Other than that, I have some AKG speakers back here and other cool stuff like that, but nothing really crazy to write home about. You can get the Escalade in a longer version, the ESV, but this is the standard length, so that's the standard cargo space. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and this is finished in black Raven, just like every other Escalade you'll ever see. And unfortunately, the diesel doesn't get any different design cues besides the D at the end of the badge at the back. That's it. That's the only signifier in traffic that this would be a diesel. So I wish that it would have gotten something a little special, but then again, Cadillac Escalades have always sort of been these more low-key luxury vehicles. Celebs ride around in them, things like that, so I understand leaving it understated and not advertising to the world that this only has a 6-cylinder. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think finally driving a diesel in a Cadillac? Well, it's a shame that these don't sell more. I think it's because people don't know that this trim level really exists, or there just isn't as much of a market as I would think it would have. This, to me, is probably the best version of the Escalade, or at least the version that I would purchase if I were in the market. The reason for that is because this Escalade gets 20 in the city, 26 on the highway, which is fantastic mileage for a vehicle this large. And on a full tank, when I got in, it said I had 521 miles until empty. That's incredible range. This is made for road trips. If you have a cabin that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours away and you have a big family, you want something comfortable to take them there every summer, well, the Cadillac Escalade diesel kind of seems like that car. It has a lot more range and better efficiency than its gasoline counterparts. And not to mention, you're riding in luxury. I have heated and cooled seats, giant sunroofs, plenty of infotainment and gadgets and gizmos to play with, an augmented reality camera. I'm having a great time. And so I'm genuinely curious. I would like you to leave a comment if you can. Why don't these sell better? Why aren't Cadillac lots filled with these? It makes more sense, and $1,600 option is a drop in the bucket when you get up to Cadillac prices. Once you're over $100,000, do you really care about 1,600 extra bucks? You're gonna be spending less time at the gas station. You're gonna be able to go further. Yeah, when you're in a parking lot with the music completely off and nothing but your terrible, scary thoughts bouncing around your head, yeah, you can hear the diesel engine ticking a little bit. But just turn on some George Strait at volume 2 and you're not gonna hear it. It's not an issue. Why don't they sell more of these? I don't know. And I don't know if I'll ever know. And with Cadillac moving towards electrification, this might be the last diesel Cadillac we ever get. And that is an interesting thought. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.